All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Thank you all so much for coming over, man. Got this video here. It says Jennifer Lopez, Beyoncé, and others react to Diddy's list. Attorney releases shocking details. Now, I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Take these videos with a grain of salt. A lot of times it's clips that are being shown, but a lot of them are resurfacing clips. We all still waiting. We all still waiting for these names. And like I said, a lot of people who we know were right next to him are extremely quiet. So, all right, we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
I like taking my hair out like this. It reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx, running up and down the block. A crazy little girl who used to be wild and no limits, all dreams.
Guys, they just released the entire list of everybody that's partied with P.
Wait a minute.
Released the entire list of everybody that's partied with P. Diddy and did God knows what. And the list is long. I'm telling you, it is extremely long.
Since Diddy has been indicted, the deafening silence in the entertainment scene has finally been broken. Hollywood is in premium chaos following the latest bombshell from Diddy's ongoing trial. Several media sources just confirmed that Diddy has already ratted some celebs out as a form of cooperation to get a lesser sentence. And child, some of the names alleged on the infamous Diddy list? These new developments probably fueled the rumor that Jay-Z and Beyonce's silence on this whole Diddy scandal was intentional because they've been caught in the crossfire. It has been alleged that the Carters have been making some really powerful plays behind the scenes to insulate themselves from this mess and let Diddy take the fall along with everyone else. And even Jennifer Lopez has found herself in the crossfire of this unprecedented trial that could shake the whole entertainment industry to its core. J-Lo has
Crossfire. It's like no pun intended with that whole situation with him with the gun in the club. I mean, out of everybody I can think of, everybody, there's no way she don't know. Because it's like a lot of the stuff he's being accused of was like when him and her were together. So I know she does her own thing. She got her own career, but boy.
managed to stay clear of this once-in-a-generation scandal for as long as she could. But now that the freaky list is out, she has been fully dragged into it, and Miss Girl is nowhere to be found. It's like she completely disappeared off the face of the earth and has limited the comment sections of her IG. J-Lo actually has a valid reason to be scared because her history with Diddy stretches back over 2 decades when they were the hottest celebrity couple, and also around the time when Diddy actually started getting into freak-offs and all. So the chances that J-Lo is sitting on some serious tea are pretty high. Several sources close to J-Lo have revealed she is distraught that her name is being pulled back into the negative narrative she thought she left behind. It seems like J-Lo didn't see this coming, or at least didn't expect that Diddy's legal battles would get this bad. And when it comes to J-Lo, she was involved in the 1999 incident when she and Diddy were together and went to a nightclub called Hot Chocolate at Midtown's Club New York in December 1999 to celebrate the release of Shine's soon-to-be-released album. Based on reports, when it reached around 2:20 a.m., Diddy accidentally knocked a drink out of a patron's hand named Matthew Allen, whose street name is Scar. Apparently, Scar didn't think it was an accident, and he confronted Diddy about knocking down his drink. One thing led to another, egos were bruised, were fired, and Natanya Rubin, who was caught in the fire, confirmed that J-Lo smuggled the Bang Bang into the club, and she is the one who handed it to Diddy before they ran away. Immediately after the incident, J-Lo and Diddy sped away in the 1999 Lincoln Navigator, but ran a red light and were pulled over by the police. Based on police reports, they were in possession of a stolen 9mm, which was found in the trunk, and they were both arrested. But J-Lo's horror show didn't end there, because the next 14 hours were spent in a cell, and a police source said she took turns crying unintelligibly and sobbing uncontrollably. Eventually, both Diddy and J-Lo walked away, but unfortunately, Shine was the fall guy for the incident because J-Lo lied to the jury about what happened and protected Diddy. Guys, this right here, this is what they are gonna get J-Lo for. And the unfortunate thing for J-Lo is that people like Shine and Natanya are willing to collaborate with the feds. Natanya even said that she is willing to have the fragments taken out of her face for ballistics evidence because she's happy to have the case reopened. Like, she is willing to have a doctor remove a part of it from her face so that that they can use it as evidence if need be for the trial, even if it will cost her her life. You see, according to Netanya, at the time when the incident happened, people believed Diddy more than her. But at the time, she couldn't do anything because one, Diddy was more powerful, duh, and two, she was also a mother, and her focus was just getting to her kid safely. But now she feels like justice finally.
Yeah, see, like it's like when you bring kids in that, a lot of times, they be threatening you and you don't be feeling safe. That's why I said now that Diddy's in jail, a lot of people feel safe. That's why they're saying stuff. But, he was trying to get names and stuff. So I'm pretty sure so he can silence people. Because, he still, probably have a way of getting money to people. A lot of people will do anything for money. So I'm pretty sure like something he'd be like, look, I'll give you $20,000 if you know what I mean? So yeah.
Needs to be served, and even J-Lo needs to go down for her involvement and for lying in front of a jury.
Irony is, there was a grand jury. We all had to go and speak at the grand jury. J-Lo testified at the grand jury, as did many other people. It needs to be reopened because if that is in fact the case, she carried the gun and she lied to the grand jury.
But it's not just J-Lo. Beyoncé and Jay-Z are scrambling to get their names cleared too, since the news came out that the Carters are allegedly working against Diddy in an attempt to insulate themselves from the potential pitfalls of this drama. Even Ashton Kutcher, who was once close buddies with Diddy, is thinking of relocating to Europe with his family to save himself from all the drama. Ashton Kutcher's PR team also released a statement saying Ashton regrets his friendship with Diddy. He feels lied to, betrayed, taken for granted, and manipulated. The same source went further to say that if Ashton is contacted, he would be fully supportive, as he has nothing to hide. Then there is Meek Mill, who is currently in Africa and has been saying that he is ready to pay $100,000 to get his name cleared of Diddy's mess. But it doesn't end there. Celebs like Denzel Washington, Lori Harvey, LeBron James, Stevie J, Young Miami are some of the top names that are being alleged to be on the list.
Okay, so you remember I told you I pretty much lived at the Mondrian in the early 2000s when I was in LA, until I moved to another hotel that didn't try to turn me into a drug addict and make me a witness to SA crimes. Now, a lot of people don't know, but Denzel, for a large part of his career, was a raging cocaine head. Yeah, it's true. And I can say that because I know he snorted with my uncle. But what I will say is that he was always very discreet and very professional. Before he would go into a big role, he would exercise his demons.
Okay, look.
He would check into a hotel and he would work it out for a week or two.
Okay, so no disrespect to family. We'll talk about it on Jack Right Uncensored. How about that?
What do you mean no disrespect to family?
Because I got questions.
No, because the Mondrian came to me and asked me if I wanted to move my hotel room. And they were going to give me a suite that was $2,000 more than the suite I was already paying for. And I thought it was a scam. And they said, Mr. Washington is booking out the floor. Your room is the only room left, ma'am. We will give you one of the top suites.
It's like every time I hear Jaguar talk and like the information and the detail, I'm like, I don't understand how people be thinking that she's lying. Even that guy was trying to stop her because he didn't want her talking about it. But it's like, yo, I'm just listening, and it's just like, that's what celebrities do. They rent out whole floors. That's true. I mean, there's multiple stories of people doing that. So
You move into there for no extra charge. I didn't believe him.
The news of Diddy writing a detailed list of everyone who has been involved with him in one way or another has sent all of Hollywood into a frenzy, with every celebrity doing all they can to keep from being named in this ongoing trial. It's safe to say that if you've been naughty with Diddy, it's high time you lawyer up, because the hurricane is fast approaching and you don't want to get swallowed. The most shocking of this latest development is the ongoing trial that every day someone new is coming out to sue Diddy.
Yes.
Just recently, a total of 120 victims claimed a civil suit against Diddy, which included a 9-year-old. If you're wondering how they came about 120 people, a major hotline was set up for alleged victims of Diddy. And you won't believe that in just 10 days, 3,000 people had already filed a complaint. After reviewing each complaint, the lawyers narrowed it down to 120 people who had a strong case. The lawyer representing the 120 victims in the civil case revealed half of the plaintiffs are men, and some of them experienced Diddy's and his accomplices' torture when they were just 14 or 15 years old. The lawyer also noted that most of the victims were allegedly used at parties and so-called auditions set up by Diddy across New York, LA, and Florida. According to the lawyers, more than half of the victims filed reports with the police or at the hospitals they were checked into. They revealed substances like ketamine were found in some of the victims' systems, which only gets crazier the more you think about it. And now, new reports have emerged that the baby oil that was used during these parties was actually laced with a banned substance called GHB, which is also called the R drug, as it makes you lose control of your senses. The lawyer representing the 120 victims against Diddy just revealed the most messy and not so surprising update that would probably shock you. According to Tony Busby, the lead lawyer, many big-name celebrities have already reached out to him in a bid to settle with victims behind the scenes to keep their names far from the lawsuit they filed against Diddy. Busby confirmed that they have found resolutions for some of the victims he's representing in an interview, saying, "In every single case, especially cases like this, we fully understand that it's in the best interest of the victims that we attempt to resolve these matters without filing a public lawsuit. We have managed to secure a settlement with a handful of individuals, many of whom you've heard of before." The fact that these big names are reaching out to the victims to settle out of court just shows you how rotten and despicable those freak-off parties were. These fresh accusations got a lot of people wondering what must have happened to Justin Bieber and Usher, who were still in their teenage years when they were sent to the infamous Puffy Flavor Camp. Y'all remember that interview with Howard Stern where Usher was reflecting on the things he experienced while living with Diddy?
Moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In
to
the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop.
Mind you, Usher was just 14 years old, and when he was sent to learn the so-called superstar lifestyle under Diddy, the pop star admitted he witnessed many things that got him confused at the time because he couldn't comprehend what he was looking at. When Howard asked him if he would send his kid to a Puffy camp, Usher replied with a capital N-O.
Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
See?
Several media sources close to this trial just revealed that things are about to heat up significantly, and very soon it won't be just Diddy in the hot seat. They're saying that the profile of the people about to be dragged into this mess will shock the world. The craziest part of it all is that they're not being accused of just attending the freak-offs. They are alleged to be active participants and enablers of Diddy's criminal enterprise. If the rumors are true, it won't be long before these high-profile names are indicted and revealed to everyone. We are getting to the most interesting part of this infamous trial, and there's no doubt that new information will start coming out in droves. You don't want to miss out on this fresh info, and the best place you can get it is with us on our channel. So you need to like and subscribe if you don't want to miss out.
You know, that's so, like, think about that. Nobody's talking about you, again, I always got to bring it up because people really got to understand that they were saying that there's different levels to these parties. But to me, none of that matters, because if you are there just to party and have a good time, but you know what is going to happen with Diddy after dark, after these freak offs, you part of the problem. Because just putting yourself in all of that energy, that negative energy, man, like to be surrounding yourself with him, knowing these crazy illegal things are about to go down, you part of the problem, you know? So we still waiting, man. We still waiting, but the silence is damaging for them, you know? Think about all those people who was partying with him, and again, the fact that most of them are quiet, like they're saying Ashton Kutcher, someone spoke. I want to hear him say it. You know, I want to hear Ashton Kutcher say what needs to be said. But we'll see, man. Just still patiently waiting to see, and because we can already just kind of like, it's like I think we all got a good idea of who these names are going to be, but until they actually say them. All right, peace out.